Young activists storm Florida Capitol to fight for LGBTQ plus rights.
Florida House just voted to expand that infamous Don't Say LGBTQ law, inevitably worsening the experience of queer, trans, and bi-POC young people across Florida. And so what do we do next? What do we do when we live in a state that is hell-bent on legislating us out of existence? What do we do when our melting wax figure of a governor, our Madame Tussauds gone wrong, has dedicated his entire being to destroying our being, to tearing us apart at every avenue and every chance he gets? What do we do?
A crowd estimated at around 200 mostly young people marched from the Florida State University campus to the 4th floor rotunda in the state capitol Friday, decrying what they called a legislative attack on the LGBTQ plus community. They arrived just as the Florida House of Representatives was voting to support what has been described as Don't Say Gay 2.0, a legislative proposal, HB 1069, that includes restrictions on how pronouns can be used in public schools. As protesters swarmed the rotunda and began chanting loudly, Democrats left the chamber to join them, including Jacksonville Rep Angie Nixon and Pinellas Hillsborough Rep Michele Rayner-Goolsby. A few moments later, Democratic House Leader Fentrice Driskell joined them and told the activists that the only way to blunt the attack is to get more Democrats to the polls. The rally was organized by the recently established Student Unity Coalition of South Florida, a group advocating for BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, queer, and trans students from universities in that region. The protest took place on International Transgender Day of Visibility, which the White House also acknowledged last week. A written statement said the Department of Justice is pushing back against extreme laws that seek to ban evidence-based gender-affirming health care. Wow.
Take it all in, Bad Poppy. Take it all in.
All of your faces were just pure shock.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, what everybody is experiencing right now today in Florida. It is shocking to see how far Florida is willing to go to criminalize LGBT people.
And
it is, sorry.
No. And this takes me back to the 1950s and 60s, where the civil rights movement was started by students, by university students, led by their chaperones. And right now we're seeing the students being on fire for protecting our rights. And now it's time to catch on fire. Yeah. It's time to act out. It's time to act up in the state of Florida, because this is really giving me those vibes and those feels for liberation.
Like, we have to be angry. We have to get out there, you know? So we can't continue the story without mentioning Max Fenning. He is an anchor here at Career News Tonight. He's also an anchor on It's Happening Out, and he's just a dear friend of Al and mine and all of ours here. And, you know, he's mad. He's mad. He just turned 21, he's and he's mad about this whole thing. But why is it it's just the kids out there storming the Capitol for this? The adults should be there with them.
Faith, I apologize for jumping on your sentence, but I want to ask you specifically, doesn't it feel, this legislative session, and we're going into week 3, I think we're about 40% through this legislative session. Doesn't it feel like only the kids are out there?
Mm-hmm.
It
feels like Groundhog Day, Al. That's what it feels like. It feels like freaking Groundhog Day.
I can literally attest to that, because I, in addition to being Miami's like baddest poppy, am also a student at FIU, and I've been working closely with the Student Unity Coalition, trying to organize these things, trying to fund their projects, and also like advocately supporting what they are doing out there in the Capitol. It is incredible the work that they are doing.
I have to say, congratulations, Max and Max Fanning, Prism, and all of the students from South Florida that went up.
Absolutely.
This new alliance of students here in South Florida.
Safe Schools, South Florida.
I wanted to say something, and I'm going to say something about that. But at the end of the day, I feel like, gosh, we're just not in it with you, because this is going on. And the reason why that video is so important, and the 4th floor rotunda, they don't have a chance in the world. before they walked off FSU's campus. Wait, dude, girls, they all, you've lost. That was not a standard for that demonstration. The standard is they have an overwhelming majority, a veto-proof majority in the House and Senate. Michele Rayner-Goolsby, she has no chance. Chevron Jones in the Senate has no chance. None. That's not a reason not to protest.
No.
And the thing that does make me angry is I feel like it's only our young people that are really as actively doing it. Our advocacy organizations, Equality Florida is there, SAVE's there, the task force is there, HRC, et cetera, and so on. But the grassroots in our community, I don't think we're there. And these kids, and I use that word in all respect, they're there fighting, driving up 8 hours to do that, knowing they don't have a chance in the world to change the outcome, other than to say to all of us, to shame all of us, including me, where are you?
And let me tell you, when you support queer education, you are supporting queer futures. So to protest for the students is not only protesting for these students, like the youth is our future. We are quite literally breeding the next generation of queers.
Yeah.
If we don't support them now, it's going to be a really bad time.
Much harder. One last thought to our support. Hotspots Happening Out Television Network, and specifically Queer News Tonight, supported Safe Schools on Saturday from 12, about 2.5 hours. We did a live broadcast, all hosted by voices, including students at FIU and people associated with Safe Schools and non-binary, trans, other kinds of voices, talking about what's happening in schools and book bans and drag queens and all of the various issues. I congratulate Safe Schools because they're one of the organizations that say, no, even we're losing, but we're not going quietly into the night. And they continue to put it in front of us. And that's exactly what they've got to do, because they've got to put it in front of us to go and shame us. Act up. That's what Larry Kramer did in 1992. He shamed the entire world. You're either with us or you're against us.
Period.
It is a binary choice. That's it. Are we with these kids or are we not?
Well, let's hope that that is just the start of a wave that, just like last time, the young people started, and hopefully everybody else will get on board and be there next time.
And nothing happened that time either. Sorry,
Next.
Mark.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.